Hello everyone and welcome to episode 15 of the TEW9 Dragon Gate save here on the channel as we are here for the Open the Triangle Gate Tournament Tour as we'll be seeing 8 teams battling it out throughout the month of October and in 7 days. Then of course will be the finals and we'll be seeing the teams that finish 1 and 2 main event that show and have our champion, and possibly the winner of that will, of course, get a title match, unless we see some shenanigans afoot, because I will say this, for the first time, really, we are not going to have the champs involved in this tournament, as our 8 teams are as followed. Shima, Kagatora, and Masato Yoshino of Blood Generation. So no Shingo. Kagatora seems like he's been performing actually pretty well. So we're going to give him the nod here for this. And obviously, you know, Masato Yoshino, the current Open the Brave Gate champion. And he is, of course, that belt, you know, again, he's a ticking, it's ticking away as far as before he possibly has to vacate it. But right now, Masato Yoshino, champ, a lot of the younger guys involved in this tournament will definitely be eyeing him. So we have 2 Duvixer teams. We've split it up, and actually we are not seeing the champs team up. So we've teamed Saito and Horiguchi still together, but they're going to be teaming up with Naoki Tanasaki, mainly because obviously Horiguchi and Tanasaki, they have their history of being a team. And also, too, Kotobushi works better, I think, with the Ninja Runners as this Duvixer team, as, you know, obviously Ishimura and Yoshitone with Kotobushi. So, the champs are technically not in this, even though obviously they are. They're just on 2 different teams. So that's going to be a little interesting, because usually, obviously, a good part of why round robins are nice to book, if a champion loses, obviously that's a future title match right there, but this won't have that, so it's going to be a bit of a unique perspective from that point as far as for this tournament, but I think it's going to be for the better of the tournament to split it up like this. In the Florida Express, 4th team, as of course, you know, Johnson Florida is going to be there instead of Kinsuke, and Iwasa and Mishima will be our other 2, of course, the Florida brothers. So that will be obviously a monkey wrench of a team, as always, the Florida Express. Gen Next going to be in this. Of course, Alex Shelley, Jack Evans, and Roddy Strong. So as far as for Shelley back, Jack Evans and Roddy have been pretty solid, especially Jack, obviously, with his in-ring performances. So that's going to be nice to see. M2K of our champion, our Dreamgate champion, Saki Machizuki, Hayata Jr. Fujita, and Naruki Doi, rounding that up. And then we'll be seeing the Collection of Perfection, Milano, Collection AT, Taichi, and Zero. The debuting Zero with his new gimmick, new look, the unmasked Hiroshima. And that is going to be fun to see how he does. And then the SATs, the Spanish Assault Team, Amazing Red, Joel and Jose Maximo, of course. So that's our 8 teams. We don't really, you know, as far as it's really going to come down to how the tournament plays out. So that's why we're not really going to show off the final card. So let's just get right into it. Let's get into this first day. As, yeah, we'll skip that. I think what's a good first, because I kind of want the first day and the last day to kind of be the bigger shows. So I think we're going to run Kansai, rather, for this first day, since we know that's probably going to be the final show. I'm trying to think what's a good idea, if we should run 3,000 people or like 2,500. I think we're going to go 2,000. If we can. Yeah. 2,500 works. Well, maybe there's a 2,250. Oh, there's a 210. Yeah, the Kobe Sambo Hall. That works for me. We'll be going to Kobe. Yes, obviously, well, usually we do want to kind of run these on Gay or Sports, but we're actually just going to run it on Tier 2. Oh, great. Ring was sent to the wrong place. So we got a replacement on short notice, so Gonna be a small penalty for the show. That's just great. Yeah, I mean, the booking team meeting doesn't really matter, so you can just skip right through that. There we go. Abby Sanasaki Eco Machine bonded recently. And Yoshina's got to create a finish. And then Kensuke, of course, heading the pre-show safety and training drills. And Jack Evans wins the poker tournament tonight. Good for him. Good for him. So our angle in our non-tournament match, we're going to see Kudo and BB Hawk taking on Saki Eco Machine and Stalker Ichikawa. And the angle is, of course, going to be the new look and the debuting. The rebirth of a hero is what we're going to call it, as it's going to be Zero. With being introduced by Milano and Kudo's with him as well. So the reveal of them being a part of the Collection of Perfection. Kudo, BB Hawk, they're going to beat Saki Eco Machine, Stalker Ichikawa. It's not going to be a comedy match, actually, even though, mainly because Saki Eco Machine's going to start the match off, and Ichikawa's not going to get in it, as far as, because as you could see, Saki Eco Machine's losing to BB Hawk. It's a great win for the youngster. He needs a win. So now, as far as, obviously, with that, they're going to take on the SATs, the Collection of Perfection, which Zero going to get the win in his first ever match unmasked. He's going to beat, as far as one of the Maximos, I forget which one we had him beat, if it was Jose or Joel. It was Joel. Oh yeah, make sure John Florida's not reffing any of these with his mask on. Oh yeah, we'll have Hokuto ref that, and then we'll have Shima agent that. So 55 now, so his experience is definitely getting up there. Once I bet it's got to probably get into like the 60 range, if I had to guess. We'll find out, though. We will find out. And now, for M2K in the Florida Express, Hayata Jr. Fujita and Daniel Mishima. As, yeah, Hokuto can be the agent for this. And, Mishima, basically, he's going to get caught with, Doi's going to take the chair away from him before he can put it over his own head and, signal for the DQ. And when he turns around, he's going to get caught by a head kick from Vegeta, and that's going to knock him out cold. And he's going to get the win there. So there's that finish. M2K, the Florida Express. So obviously 2 points there for M2K. Do Fixer versus Gen Next. Now, this is a hell of a match with the amount of talent that's involved in this. A lot of guys that work similar styles. Like Ishimori with Jack is going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, Ibushi in there with all these guys is going to be great. And Yoshitone and Jack, they're going to be flipping and flying around. Very much a flip fest is what that is. That's going to be a lot of fun to see how that does. And then the main event is Blood Generation Do Fixer. Shima is going to beat Naruki Doi here. Or Naruki Doi, Nuki Tanasaki. As Shima getting the win for Blood Generation, getting his 2 points, and none of the matches are going to go above like 15. We're not having anybody really go all out either. This is a nice show, though, I think, for everybody. It's a good starting point for the day. Everybody's going to, hopefully, get a nice showing and not get injured. That's all we're hoping for. But yes, the rebirth of a hero did not go well. Yeah. Zero did well, so good shit. As yes, change that. Man on the mission, well, there went that. There we go, at least the Zero gimmick went well. It's kind of like a comic, it's not really a comic book hero, it's more of like the fucking never say die babyface hero. But only 2,000 people, not even 2,000 people showing up for this. Oh, Kudo and BB Hawk don't work well as a team, so that's good to know. They still did pretty well, actually, for a team that doesn't have chemistry. They get the win, though, as BB Hawk gets on the BB Smash. Yeah, the crowd is not loving this whatsoever. But the next match, though, we get it back on track. So, yeah, Amazing Red. Obviously, this kind of fits his style. And, I'd say the SATs in general, this really fits their style. So, Zero, we forgot to change his moves for this. I don't think it would be the Hero Splash. I think he would start using his moves that he actually uses as Hiroshima, so that will definitely be changed. I'm curious. did they get a bonus for team? Oh, physical condition, poor psychology, and then poor momentum for Milano. Yeah, Milano's ice cold, which is weird, but yeah, they got a tag team bonus for all having tag team experience, which is great. It's great. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, they're a perfect team, really, for Dragon Gate, I feel like. Here's the comedy match, which does not go over well. Obviously, all of M2K, not the guys wanting to go out there and have comedy matches. Jonathan Florida, best guy in the match, which is hilarious. And yeah, we talked about the finish already. But yeah, Hayato Jr. Fujita gets the win with that head kick, even though he was the worst guy in the match by far. 53, though, for Do Fixer and Jin next. Yoshitone pinning Jack Evans with a shooting star press. Great shit. Yeah, I mean, Ibushi and Jack Evans being the best guys in the match warms my heart. They were the better team, the Do Fixer team, and I got the crowd buzzing, so it's kind of saved the show. And the main event needed a better color commentary, rather, but it does have a good little main event performance from Shima and Masato Yoshino and Saito. You know, those guys carrying the match. Wow, that's crazy. Kagetora was off his game, so he's the worst guy in the match. I'm sure Shingo's like, see, this is what you get for don't trust in me, fucker. But yeah, Shima wins with the swing in 11 minutes. And wow, we lost our popularity in a lot of places. All of Japan, basically. Yeah, it's probably because the pre-show equipment being lost fucked that all up. I'm sure that would have been a little better had we had the actual ring. But hey, we start off a little rocky. Yeah, let's give some love for Jack again. I mean, he was great. Saito was great. And, about to say, we already put over Yoshihino and Ibushi and Machizuki. Trying to think. You know, Amazing Red. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, well, actually, just tell. Hey, you're all awesome. Good shit. Oh yeah, we made about 20,000, so that's at least a positive there. Oh my lord. Well, some of them didn't actually lose pop. But yeah, Kansai and Chubu dropped. Didn't need that. Did not need that. Well, bit of a rocky start, but I think we were snake bitten from the ring not being there. So we'll see how day 2 goes. Alrighty, before we get actually into this part for day 2, I do want to say, because now the news has came in of the passing of current All Japan young lion, only 21 years old, Taishin Nagao has passed away, and that is just insane. He got hit by a tour bus at the end of May, for those who don't know, and basically has been in the ICU since then. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Somebody that young and tragically taken away right before he was getting going. He was really looking like he was going to be a great junior. He really was. He was looking like he had a lot of promise. I know Hideki Suzuki had a great eye for him. He thought he was going to be really good, and I think he even called him, as far as it was like a senpai relationship between the two. Yes, man. Crazy. Just a short amount of time, but already, I think a lot of people are like, man, he had a lot of promise. Yeah, I would say he probably, to start the year, he was looking like he was going to be one of the best young lions of the year, really. I know he opened up the year. He had a good little match in January. I think it was him and Miyahara, at the Fan Appreciation Day show. That shows you that they were like, man, this fucking guy is gonna be something. Putting him in the ring with someone like Miyahara early on, and even Hideki Suzuki as well. Also, wildly enough as well, I do want to say rest in peace to Jaka. Wild. To see his passing, man. Jaka there for a hot minute. Him and Dickinson which obviously Dickinson is not someone that we want to praise. But Jaka, man, crazy that he has now passed. I still don't know what happened there. No news really came up from that. But man, he had a unique charisma about him, especially for a time where he was not given really opportunity to showcase that. As far as he was somebody that kind of during the actual good times of Evolve, he was looking like he had a lot of promise. Sucks, man. Absolutely sucks. Just again, it just from what I've heard as well from guys that worked with him, very funny guy, very kind-hearted individual. I remember when him and Maluda were on AEW Dark. Crazy to think that was a couple of years ago, and now he's passed, and this just sucks. Too many young people are leaving us far too soon. I wanted to eulogize, in a way, those two young talents. But man, it's just crazy. Crazy times we are living in. But to get into the world of our Open the Triangle Gate tour, Kira Okato's got an idea for an angle. Mark Briscoe, right in the backstage area, by being so cheerful and fun to be around. A waffle bar set up by Naruki Doi. Hell yeah, I should tell him no. Being an hour late to pick up Taiji Shimori. So he's now found him guilty in Sins Bay. His travel partners meals the next 3 shows, Kensuke laying down the law. Oh wow, Machizuki and Taichi almost got into it. That is definitely someone you don't want to try and fight. Machizuki would probably beat the fuck out of someone if push came to shove. For day 2 here, as far as I would say from days 2 to 6, we're only going to have the tournament matches because we just don't have enough people to really have a full tour where we're having 5 matches. But we do have a recap video. This will be aired during the tour. The recap of when the Briscoes turned on Billy Kid. And then we'll cut to a pre-tape on the farm with the Briscoe brothers. Let the boys talk, man. I don't even want to give them any notes. Just be like, hey, man, couple minutes, talk about, what it meant to leave Billy Kid laying in the ring. Talk about the mockery of what he was doing, him trying to be a joke, and it's no laughing matter when they get in that ring. Bring up maybe, Terry Funk ain't wearing no mouthpiece. Classic fucking line. But yeah, the Briscoes, obviously, we want them in their element as much as they can. For the tournament matches, though, as far as Saito getting the win for Do Fixer against the Collection of Perfection, Milano will be losing here, unfortunately. But Saito getting the win, I would say that's definitely on the lower end of the scale of the matches. The opening will be this: Florida Express in the SATs. Johnson Florida is going to be beating Jose Maximo. We also signed Marty Asami, because New Japan got rid of him, which was a huge get for us. So we have Marty Asami, and we also have Ted Tanabe, Michinoku Pro's Ted Tanabe. Obviously, Michinoku Pro is not a company in the save, unfortunately. So he was just kind of hanging out doing nothing. But the save was he's not reffing this. Well, we can have him ref this, though. So I do love me some Ted Tanabe. He's the man. Alrighty. Back to it. Jin Next and Blood Generation. Great little match here. Masato Yoshino's going to beat Alex Shelley, getting the win for Blood Generation. It's been a slow start for Jin Next. Oh, of course. Shima's the goddamn agent. Gives that to Kinsuke. I think we're going to have that main event, actually. I think that's a good main. M2 gave it Do Fixer, though. That's a good little match. Machizuki's going to beat Yoshitone as well. It's going to go 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, really, we're keeping it kind of short and quick. We're not needing these guys to really kill themselves out there during the tour. it's a great showcase for a lot of the talent, but at the same time, the matches, it's nice for them to be kind of more on the shorter end of the scale anyways. Actually, yeah, I think we're going to swap that with that. I think that's the better match. We'll see, though. I could be completely wrong and off base for it. Sure, the recap video is going to go terribly. Yeah. Even with multiple takes, it was a bad promo. Mark did well, though. I'm surprised they did not get knocked for not using, or not, not being great in English, or not being great in speaking Japanese, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore. That's good. Because we really haven't used any promos from Gaijin talent on American, or, using any type of English-speaking talent on a Japanese television now. So that's good to know. I'm glad they finally fixed that, because, I mean, that's not a thing that is ever really penalized in real life. Marty Asami, of course, he's just going to be a staff member, so no really huge gimmick change. Again, it's crazy. Johnson Florida's the best guy in the match. He's a goddamn ref. But yeah, Johnson Florida does pull off the shenanigans. We could even have it to where Mishima or Iwasa puts the chair over Johnson Florida's head and he sells it like he just got hit by the chair. So that could be kind of a fun, different way of doing it. But yeah, that was only a 24. Not great. There we go. Do Fixer, though, getting the win over the Collection of Perfection. Dragon Suplex from Ryo Saito, and Tanasaki was the worst guy in the match by far. There's some good stuff, though. I mean, Zero with a 47, Taichi with a 54, Jinke, Origuchi, and Saito doing well. It still just hurts my soul that Milano's as bad as he's doing it here in the save. Then M2K beating Do Fixer. This was a 61. Machizuki with the Twister over Yoshitone. Yeah, Machizuki almost in the 80s. That is quite impressive. Ishimori, though, worst guy for his team. Probably should have had him lose, by the looks of it. Also, Crazy Kotobushi, best guy for his team, and he was off his game. Shout out Machizuki, man. I mean, he's been a great champ. Been champion pretty much the whole year. He's just got a couple of more months left to see if he can make it a full year, but he's been tremendous in our main event. Sada Yoshino pinning Alex Shelley, Lightning Spiral. And, yeah, they went out there, tried to steal the show. Very hot crowd. Unfortunately, Jack and Roddy were off their game, so this could have been even better. But, obviously, Shima and Yoshino, tremendous. Alex Shelley outperformed Roddy, though. Obviously, Roddy being off his game, that hurt him. Not a bad little match. No, I mean, listen, that main and co-main did well. Hey, we increased our popularity. Could have gained another one, but unfortunately got restricted. So there we go. At least we bounced back a little bit. Have some good stuff there. Machizuki, again, he's been tremendous. So obviously, we want to put him over. Definitely Saito. I mean, he was... Well, no, we just did that with Saito. Zero. Zero, his gimmick turn and his change, I think, has really been beneficial for him. Want to build his confidence up. And trying to think... Who else really to put? Oh, Kotobushi, man. I mean, he was great tonight. You're the man, brother. Good on you. Good on you. As, yeah, the financial report. We're making about 10, 15, sometimes 20,000 a show, so that's been good to see. And, yeah, increased the popularity in some of the places as well, so that's a good little bounce back from the bit of a start, a bit of a rocky start with that day one show. But on to day 3, we go. Alright, so at the start here of day 3, we do have Kudo coming up with an idea to enhance his character, which is great. I think you could definitely use that. And then Kinsuke, training 11 students, so good shit there. We can skip that. So we do have the return of Don Fuji, and that's going to be our main event angle. So Blood Generation M2K, that's going to main event. Obviously, these two teams have their history. They have, we've seen them pretty much since the formation of M2K. They have had their problems in some fashion or another. But, and even obviously the formation of the Blood Generation, going away from Crazy Max. But Naruki Doi, he's going to beat Kagatora here. Gonna be clean in the middle. Gonna go 17 minutes. That's actually gonna be one of the longer matches we've had. Yeah, Marty Sami's gonna be our our ref for that. But the post-match angle is Don Fuji hitting the ring after Shima also attacks Naruki Doi to make a 2-on-1, and then it turns into a pure sixer to the back. Yeah, I see it, everybody there involved. Obviously, a 4-on-3 attack, but at least they don't get beat down. Doi does. He gets jumped, basically, 2-on-1, but then it turns a little bit of an even fray, with Mochizuki fighting hard to get it back on track. But all in all, the return of Don Fuji is a positive, obviously. The Don's the man. So that's great to see there. Now for the rest of the card. As Do Fixer and Jin next, I believe this is the, Saito, Horiguchi, and Nuki Tanasaki match, which is going to be Alex Shelley's first win for Jin next here at the tournament. They're going to beat Tanasaki. Big win. And that's going to be a pretty good long matchup. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. Do Fixers and the SAT team. I guess, I don't know why I said Do Fixers, but the Amazing Red going to be Taiji Ishimori. So this is also a first-time win for the SAT. So I think now everybody is got a point, if my math is correct. I think there might be... Let's just take a look here. Fuck it. Yep. I was thinking that everybody has now gotten a point. Good call, because I was going to run through the standings probably around day 6, but yeah, we'll still do that. No big deal. Yeah, Ishimori's going to be upset about losing, but Amazing Red needs a win. And then for the Collection of Perfection, Milano going to get a submission victory over Michael Iwasa, so they don't do their comedy shtick. We are going to cut down the time, of course, to about 5 minutes. There we go. So yeah, Milano rolls them up. We got to see Paradise Lock. We're going to see a lot of shenanigans involved for this matchup. So we're good on time. I figured we would be. Yeah, just Ishimori just unhappy. A couple of guys being used a little too much. I guess we can have it still go 16 minutes, but I like it going 17. I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, we can add an extra minute to this. I'm just trying to think of what we can do. Yeah, we'll add an extra minute to that. That way, we're at an even 60. That way we won't have to cut a whole lot for the taping of the TV. But, yeah, we should be good to go. Should be, I like the way everything's going to flow here. Here we go. So, yeah, obviously we're going to open up with a comedy match that's not going to go over too well. But it didn't kill the crowd, so there's a positive. And Zero did really well here, actually. Him and Tai Chi, which he's great in kind of comedy stuff. Johnson, Florida, again, being the best guy in the goddamn match. And he's a part-time ref. Or he's a part-time wrestler. He's really should be a full-time ref, but just wild. Absolutely wild. So the SATs, they beat the Do Fixer team of the Ninja Runners with Kota Ibushi. The Red Eye from the Amazing Red gets it done. And yeah, they were the better team. I mean, yeah, the SATs, again, they're kind of perfect for what we do. A lot of their influence, I would say, from the Michinoku Pro Torimon era, it very much was prevalent for them. And I feel like they just fit right in. They're getting a nice win there. And then Jin next, beating the Do Fixer team, as we see the shell shocked from Alex Shelley onto Nuki Tanasaki. Jack Evans is almost in the 60s. God bless him. Roddy and Shelley with a 42. They're at least outperforming Nuki Tanasaki, but it is very funny out of the three, Jack Evans is the best guy for us, which I'm not going to complain about it. He's been tremendous. And our main event, Naruki Doi with the Pakatori sliding kick, getting the win over Kagetora. Yeah, Kagetora and Hayata Jr. Vegeta both being the worst. It was a slight edge for, I would say, yeah, it's a slight edge for M2K, but it's very close, though. You know, there's a 10-point difference between Shima and Doi, and there's as far as a 13-point difference between Yoshihino and Machizuki, so, and obviously it's a tie down the middle for Kagetora and Hayata Jr. Vegeta. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun match. I don't think the angle's gonna... Oh, it actually did pretty well. There we go. So the turn to Don Fuji does good numbers. Kagator, very underwhelming, which is hilarious. Wow, yeah, we could have gained popularity in the region, but it's limited. Yeah, they were featured still too much, but that's okay. I'm very happy with that show for what it was. As far as who to put over, I mean, again, I just want to put over Machizuki. He's been tremendous. I mean, yeah, we have put over Jack Evans already. I was about to say, where's Jack? We'll put him over. Nah, we'll put over, where's Horiguchi at? Yeah, we'll give him a hug. He was great. In his match, where's fucking Johnson, Florida? Come here, you son of a bitch. You are just keeping the Florida Express afloat. And trying to think, oh yeah, Don Fuji. Welcome back. You'll get a hug too. Everybody's getting hugs. After day 3. Yep, still making money. Good shit. Not bad, not bad, not bad. As on to day 4 we go. Alright, so day 4. We have Yujiro and Kensuke are apparently hanging out a lot. That is fucking hilarious. Never would have guessed that in a million years. Then that safety and fucking training drills. Good to go there. So we don't have an angle for day 4. I don't know if we will add one, but I will go through the matches here as far as we're going to see Blood Generation beat SATs rather, with Kagator getting the win, since he basically needs it. He needs this win. But having to be a steal the show matchup, again, the SATs have been a great team. They just haven't gotten any big wins. And, yeah, we'll give this to Hokuto. There we go. The Do Fixer versus the Florida Express. So Ibushi, he's going to get this win, and what he's going to do is, basically, we're actually going to have either Iwasa or Mishima. We'll actually go with Iwasa. So Iwasa, he's trying to do his gimmick as far as putting the chair over his head like he got hit with the head, like he got hit over the head with a chair. But Ibushi, before he can even use the chair to, bring it up, he does his little spin kick he used to do. I think he still does it. The little side, the side spinning, I guess it's kind of like a wheel kick in a way. But it's just, it's if you know it, you know it type of thing. As far as, I don't know, I'm terrible at explaining it right now. Into the chair. So basically like a Van Daminator. Kind of like that, but it's a side kick. It's not using kind of the back of... I guess he could turn it into, like, using the back of his foot after the spins. That way he doesn't fuck up, like, his ankle and his shin and whatever lands on the chair. But either way, he does that into Iwasa. Iwasa's down and out for the count. For the 1, 2, 3 as the chair goes flying out of the ring. And we get a pinfall, and we see, of course, Ibushi getting the win. After that, it's hilarious that Ibushi can't work a comedy match when he's one of the best we probably have on the roster if we were looking at this IRL. The Gen X team losing to Milano Collection AT's Collection of Perfection. Milano beats Roddy here. A tough break. We've given Milano a lot of wins, mainly because for some reason his momentum is in the fucking toilet. It's ice cold. Kinda crazy. I don't know how it's so bad. I know he did just lose in his title match, but like even before that, he was getting a lot of singles wins. He won the 4-way match. The tag matches, you see that he was getting a lot of wins with Tai Chi. It's crazy. He was ice cold. Nuts. Nuts. So yeah, we're trying to fix that, but it's been tough. Been extremely tough. And then M2K and a Do Fixer team, as far as we're going to see Machizuki beat Naruki Tanasaki. I think what we're going to do is we'll swap this. We'll have that still be the main Blood Generation SATs. We're going to have a post-match promo from M2K as far as after what happened, as far as Machizuki knows that this isn't the last of them in Blood Generation against each other. And then Doi gets on the mic, too, and as far as, like, calls out Don Fuji, saying he's been gone. He thinks he can just, put his, be the big savior for Blood Generation, but his day is numbered, as far as he is going to be targeted now, and they're going to get some revenge, one way or another. As far as for that, we'll have off-screen Shima and Yoshihino. There we go. It's a promo. I guess it could be hype or foreshadowing. Yeah, probably foreshadowing. That kind of make more sense to do that. So we got the promo. Still going to be penalized. So 2 minutes might not be enough. Might give him 3. And I think... There we go. Good shit. Oh, do want to see if Shima's agenting any of these matches. Yep, he was agenting this one. We'll give Okuto that one. We'll let Shima agent... Okay, so he's not agenting that. So I was about to say, we can give him one. Yeah, we'll have him agent the comedy match. And then he can agent the promo as well. Just trying to get as much experience as we can. If we can get him into the 60s, I think. I'm hoping that's kind of the cap for when he starts not getting penalized for shit. Man, day 4. That Blood Generation SATs match is going to be the savior of the show. Oh my god, this went way better than... I don't know why I thought this was going to be so bad. It literally has Saito and Machizuki, 2 of the best guys we have on the roster, and Naruki Doi's in it as well, Horiguchi's in it as well. Even Naruki Tanasaki and Harajuda Fujita is now in the 40s, so this got the show off to an extremely great start. And as far as Machizuki gets the win with the high kick over Tanasaki, knocks out Tanasaki with that one, and then the post-match promo from Machizuki and Doi, kind of answering what happened to him after our previous show. Yep, comedy match, of course. Bit of the shits. We already talked about the finish, so it's not a Golden Star bomb, but A for effort, I guess. Yeah, Ishimori with a 21. Insane. But yeah, they were the better team. Florida Express, they probably could have got the win because it was a comedy match, but we went away from that. Then the Collection of Perfection, and got the crowd back into it. Yeah, Taichi's getting better. Zero's getting better. The Collection of Perfection are actually coming along quite nicely. They get outperformed here because of Jack Evans' 58, but it was close, though. Yeah, it was close. It was actually... They might actually got it at the end, now I'm looking at it. Because it was, I think it might have either been dead even or they slightly were ahead. Either way, though, great win from Milano as he gets the one with the AT lock over Roddy. In our main event, 65, as Blood Generation beat the SAT team as we see Kagetora pinning Jose Maximo. Yeah, we said it for Steal the Show, and that's pretty much what I did. Joel's looking like the best of the 3, which is hilarious. It's not Amazing Red, but we'll take it. Obviously, they got a bit of a jump start over Red being here, but they done pretty well for themselves, I would say. If I do say so myself, as far as the Spanish Assault team in this run. Done pretty well for themselves. And we increased their popularity as well in 6 regions. That's great. The matches actually went pretty well compared to what we usually do. As far as it's tough because I feel like we've kind of put over a lot of the great talent that we've had. We can trying to think. Let's give a hug to the new refs. Hey, thanks Marty Asami and Ted Tanabe for being here. You guys rock. And Tai Chi. Tai Chi's great. Yeah. Good stuff. You're the man. Keep doing what you're doing. We're just slowly making money still. We've only been running kind of smaller houses compared to what we were normally going to do, but we're still gaining popularity in a lot of places, so it hasn't been a total failure besides that first day, which was big tough, but we've gotten it back on the right track. So now we're going to go, we're almost at the halfway point. We'll be technically over the halfway point once we get through day 5. And yeah, then obviously after day 6, we'll take a look at the standings to see where everybody's at. So far, it's been pretty close. There hasn't been a dominant team or anything. And I'm sure it's going to keep going. As on to day 5, we go. Alright, well, before day 5, Tozawa provokes Roddy, and they get into a heated argument. God damn it, Tozawa. You can't be trying to just fight people before the show. Starkey Chikawa's got an idea for an angle. We'll gladly use that. God bless him. And then Jack Evans pulls a great rip on everyone. Way to go, Jack. He's fitting right in. And then Don Fuji entertained the locker room by organizing a poker tournament. My God, just a fucking eventful backstage area for the day. Lord have mercy. Yeah, we could skip dressing the locker room. So we have a TV promo. Basically, a recap and a voiceover promo from Kondo explaining his actions. Saying that, Zero, well, he still calls him Hero, but the now Zero, and him and Kudo, they should have just been good soldiers. Did what they had to do for the betterment of Aigon Lisu, but they chose their path, and they chose to leave, and they chose to try and fight. Kondo and Shogo Takagi says that they made a huge mistake, and I'm sure that as far as he'll be crossing paths with them sooner rather than later. So as far as a little hype up of, or a little foreshadowing even though we're just going to call it, because it's recapping while also foreshadowing, so it's a little bit of both. I guess we could probably cut it into 2 parts, but I figured we just have it be one whole thing. And that's going to open up the show because it's going to be the TV promo for the day. As far as what's going to open up the show, probably this Florida Express match, obviously, as it's a comedy matchup. Now, I will say this day is going to be a little unique because we only have Shima. Basically, the schedule, it was damn near impossible because obviously Jack and Roddy and Shelly, they're working in the States. But then also you have Red working TNA, and his schedule is obviously a little hectic as well. So we've had to compromise. Now, because of this, obviously Shima, he's already, he's got to get experience. But then who's going to be the guy that's going to agent this match? Machizuki's, his psychology's not that great. His experience is probably up there. Milano's experience is actually probably up there too. He might be our best shot. Saito's experience, obviously, just we got a young ass roster, so that's what's gonna happen. Amazing Red though, almost again just needs that experience. We're gonna go with as far as it looks like Milano's kind of our next best thing. So yeah, we'll go with him. It's gonna be a shit show, but hey, it's better to get this out of the way now to try and get some experience for Shima and whatnot. The faster we do that, the better. And for the rest of the card, I think the Collection of Perfection vs. Do Fixer match is going to go here, as Milano's going to be Kota Ibushi. Again, we are just trying to salvage Milano's momentum, and it's just been crazy how it's ice cold, but they get a win though here. So there is 2 points for the Collection of Perfection. And for the co-main, we're going to go with the Do Fixer SAT match, which I'm surprised is not to seal the show. But they are going to get the win, though. The Do Fixer team, they're going to beat the SAT team, and Amazing Red's going to get the pinfall here. Basically, he's going to backslide him. I like the idea of him potentially trying to set up like an infrared or a code red, and it ends up turning into a backslide from Horiguchi. It's probably what we do as a finish, but 10 minutes again, that just seems to be our kind of time, where it's not too long, it's not too short, it's perfect for what we need. Co-main event, though, or we call main event. Main event is Jet next to M2K. Jack Evans going to beat Hayata Jr. Fujita. Now this is an important win because as far as the standings go, they were undefeated M2K at this point. They were leading the block. With that loss though, they are now stuck at 8. Shima, Kagetoro, and Yoshihino, they lose to the Florida Express, which was a very tough loss for them, getting now tied for second. But Milano, Taichi, and Zero, they are now tied with M2K with 8 points, and they're obviously now in the lead, tied with them. They do have a tiebreaker loss, but at that point, though, those two would be the final matchup as far as we will, let's see, put that as the main. Yeah, Johnson Florida, though, getting the DQ win, pulling off the shenanigans over Kagetora, so they pick up that win with that shenanigans of them being able to get it done that way. Definitely been a costly loss for the Blood Generation. We're actually going to cut one more minute off of that, too. That way we are right at 50. The show's probably going to be a bit of a roll of the dice. Yeah, and Shelley bruised his tailbone, I think, at a Ring of Honor show, I believe. See, Phil, if we can see it on the news. Nope. Damn. So hoping we'd be able to see it. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Oh, we look at his match history. Oh, BCW, never mind, yeah. It was this. It was him and Jimmy Jacobs. Interesting, bruises. Because I figured they wouldn't do a whole lot in that match. But, yeah, as far as it's going to be it's probably going to be the worst show of the tournament because of Shima having to age in it. But who knows, though? Maybe something, well, no, this does not go over well here. We are in the Sapporo Community Dome. It's a sellout, but my God, an awful start to the show. That scripting Shuji Kondo really fucked us. And this match is not much better. Milano's not a great agent either. Shima, though, best guy in the match, even in a comedy match. That's pretty wild. There we go. Mishima's getting better, finally. The Florida Express are almost at the level of Johnson, Florida. I got a 24, and this is a surprising win over Blood Generation. And a win here for the Collection of Perfection. Milano with the win over the over Kotobushi with the AT lock. And yeah, I mean, it was close, but an upset, sure. Just a couple point difference, but it got the crowd hotter, though, so it did its job there. And we haven't even gotten to the Steal the Show match, obviously. 53 for Do Fixer and the SAT team, and Horiguchi getting the win with that backslide roll up, or the backslide. I guess you could still call it a roll up, but the backslide nonetheless. I mean, him and Saito obviously were great. Amazing Red with a 52, so they're getting better too. It is Red at his gimmick, so that's great to see. Obviously, they could have beat them, and having them like pin Tanasaki would have made sense as well. But we went with what we thought was going to be the better team. In our main event, Jin Next beating M2K with Jack getting the win with the corkscrew moonsault over Hayata Jr. Fujita. Great stuff from Jack as well, as always. It's just awesome that he's doing so well. Yeah, Shelley with that bruised tailbone now is making him the worst guy in the match. Mochizuki was great, too. Obviously, our champ with a 76. It did a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd end up losing Pop. But the show progressively got better. And, yeah, the Steelers show match did exactly that. It delivered in a big way. Oh, yeah, let's put over Red. You know, he was great. You know, he's improving. Glad to have him aboard. I think, you know, the idea was to just have the SATs be just around for the tournament, but I think we're going to bring them back. They've been great. They have been great. I'm trying to think who else to put over. You know, Saito's great. We haven't put him over since the first day. That'd be a good call there. And trying to think who else. Yeah, I mean, Tai Chi's great, but we already just put it. Yeah, we just put him over. Yoshitone. Yoshitone did pretty well. His match. We're just trying to spread the wealth a little bit. Yep, still just slowly generating revenue. We did have to spend a little bit of extra money. I forget who it was, if it was Ishimori or Yoshitomo. Somebody was very upset and we couldn't really do anything about it, so I just throw money at them. Ended up being like close to 10 grand, so that's great. Like, we need any more of that. But yeah, now on to day 6, which is a good while away. The reason why, again, the schedule, you can see here, jam-packed. And Jack's also working TNA, so that's why too. But we got it down the home stretch, 6 and 7 on the way. Then the finals, jam-packed, jam-packed. That is for sure. But as far as the standings going in these final 2 days, and we took a look to see what it was looking like. And again, yeah, it is down to with Mochizuki and Milano. The led groups being in the lead, Shima, Kagatora, and Yoshihino. They still have faced the Collection of Perfection, though, so that could definitely help them out if they get a win, tiebreaker-wise. That would be great. That would be great. Everybody else, though, has got 4 points, but then the SAT team has 2. But that can change. You know, they got Jin next. They got, they do have... Oh, never mind. They've, oh, no, yeah, Jin next in M2K. So, which, Jin next and, and then the SAT team. That's going to be the first time, Gaijin team competing against each other. So, that's going to be unique just from that perspective. As far as money-wise, yeah, we're at 25K in the hole. Not great. Not great. But, hopefully, we get it back on track. And, on to day 6. Alrighty, so for day 6, Iwasa and Kagatora now are travel buddies. Good for them. Yeah, as far as one more person has joined the pre-show training drills on basic and safety. Another idea from Sakachikawa. That man is using his time wisely. At least we'll be able to inspire the boys on the final show, if need be. And yeah, I mean, as far as for what we got planned, we just have the matches. We don't have any angles yet. Just kind of looking to see how everything's going to play out. Obviously, M2K and the Collection of Perfection. This is a big-time match as far as from the layout of the bracket. And Doi is going to beat Tai Chi, so that will be a massive victory for them. Beating the Collection of Perfection. As far as for Blood Generation Do Fixer, this is a big match. For sure. And Ishimori gonna beat Masato Yoshihino, which will lead to a future title matchup with that win. What a win for Ishimori. The Florida Express and Do Fixer. Obviously, this is going to be the comedy matchup, which is actually going to be one of the better comedy matches we can have. I was thinking about having Shima as it, but I actually think it's going to be a pretty good little show. Because of this comedy match should actually go over pretty well. Then the Jin X versus the SAT matchup. The Amazing Red's going to beat Alex Shelley here. Obviously, Shelley with that injury now is going to be the worst guy in the match, so figured this would be a perfect time to have him lose. Good shit. Yeah, we'll kick that off. That Blood Generation Do Fixer match, obviously with Ishimori winning now, and getting a future title match off of that is huge. As far as... Yeah, I think that's... I like how we're gonna... I think that this is gonna go over pretty well. I think it's gonna flow nicely. We'll see, as far as with the angle, what I want to do. Because I'm torn between having, Ishimori get a promo, but at the same time, Ishimori is probably not the greatest of promos. I had to guess. Oh, actually, his charisma's actually not too bad. There we go. That's a positive there. I will say this, though. Yoshitomo and his partner, those sons of bitches in New Japan, they're gonna sign him. Ah, damn. Again, they doesn't show the recent news. I guess we just look at the negotiate. Yeah, we'll just go there. Yeah, nine grand a month. I mean, we just keep losing talent. That is the story of being a little fish in the big pond. That is Japanese pro wrestling, where New Japan just keeps on tying everybody. It's insane. I don't know how they're doing it. Don't know how they're doing it. But hey, good on them, I guess. I know Canis' contract actually comes up pretty soon. I think it actually comes up next year, so we could eventually sign some of those guys back that we lost. But yeah, I mean, so Do Fixer's going to lose a member. Luckily, they're pretty stacked with talent already, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. We could do another TV promo, especially with, yeah, whatever idea that Stalker Chikawa has been coming up with. You just do that, buddy. As far as, let's see, yeah, angle idea. It is a safe bet. So that's the thing, though. I wish I could know what type of content type I could put it as so that we could really use it as his idea. Because it's him, we'll have it be a comedy one. Maybe he's doing some shit around the TV studio. Maybe he's doing some shit as far as like even at the dojo, looking for like a protege or somebody to team up with, or maybe he's wanting to be a part of this next year, so he's trying to recruit people at the dojo and everyone's turning him down. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, we'll have him just be comic relief. 5 minutes is a lot of time for that. Yeah, we'll have that be Ichikawa tries to recruit dojo grads for next year. Let's call it that. There we go. Make all that hard work he's been doing to good use. We'll put it there in the middle. That way it's kind of a buffer between the matches. It's 52 minutes, but that's okay because, with the TV angle and whatnot. I guess we can give him more time. We could go with 6 minutes to make it 55 minutes for the show, but I'm cool with what we got. I do want to make sure. So yeah, that's the Steelers show matchup. I feel like we maybe should put that on last. Nah. I'm cool with what we got here. So 47, yeah, for the comedy match. The Beach Break from Genki Horiguchi gets it done. Getting the win over Mishima and getting the win over the Florida Express. The long battle between Horiguchi and Mishima, and Iwasa and the Florida Express in general. Literally a year in the making now. I feel like they've come to blows. Got a 47. I do want to double check and make sure Shima's not agenting. So he is agenting that match, yeah. Yeah, I'll have that be Kensuke. He can agent this one, though. Yeah. Because I don't think it's going to go well either way. Yeah, Kensuke. And fuck it, we'll just have Kensuke agent that one, too. There we go. Alright, so 52 for the SAT Gen Next matchup. The Amazing Red gets the one with the red eye over Alex Shelley. Again, it's just a tough break for Alex Shelley being the worst guy in this match, because everybody else's match does really well. Amazing Red and Jack Evans, which is hilarious, because I would say, oh man, we should throw them together in a match, but they could do some crazy shit. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a very fun match from that sense, but as far as like an actual cohesive match, I don't know if they have someone that could base for the other, and I think it would just fall apart. But a very fun match nonetheless, as far as with those two crazy fuckers. But hey, you got the crowd rising too. You got the crowd hot and rising. Yeah, Ichikawa, Brutal, with very poor dialogue there. I guess we could have scripted it since it was his idea. Maybe he wrote it out like what he wanted to say. But that's alright. Taiji Ishimori, though, with a superstar elbow over Masato Yoshino. Again, massive victory for Ishimori. Which, again, he's been awful. I don't know what's going on with him. I know his morale is bad, but he's just been awful. Awful as of late. Yeah, low morale, inconsistency, and poor momentum. So he's just getting triple fist fucked right there on the ratings. But Shima and Masato Yoshino, they did great. Kota Ibushi again, just being awesome. Yoshitone, it sucks that now he's better than Taiji Ishimori, because now that is actually definitely a big blow to lose Yoshitone. In our main event, a white-hot angle here for our main event, as Naruki Doi beating Taichi with the Bakatori sliding kick. Yujiro doing some good work at ringside. Again, Taichi and Zero getting better at their gimmicks. The collection of perfection. The group itself is coming together. Maybe the ratings aren't producing well, but themselves, as far as what they are doing as an act in a group, has been great. No complaints there. We get a 60 for the overall show. 260 matches, too, so that was great. That was actually a much better show than I thought it was going to be. As far as, increased our popularity, though, in some places. Great to see that. Trying to get Ishimori, come here, brother. Yeah, you got to turn that frown upside down. You've been doing great. I mean, we've put over Jack. We've put over Red. We put over Saito. I don't even think we put over Naruki Doi, though, so that's always a great time to do that. Put him over. And, we've put over Yoshino, but that was in September. Haven't done it in October, I don't think so. Yeah, that'd be a good call as well. Because he didn't complain about losing, so, I mean, fair fucks to him. What a great pal to do that. Did not complain about losing. Sure, he knows, hey, he's going to get the win in the end. Oh, man, yeah, Red actually didn't increase our popularity anywhere, so that's a bit of a dull moment. But, I mean, hey, we made it to the end, though, as least of the block section. Boy, has this been the longest recording time ever, though. We literally started this on the 7th, the first day. It is now the 10th. It literally has been 4 days. But we've made it to the end. New Japan makes it official. So he'll be gone in 30 days. Just fucking great. But yeah, as far as our home stretch now, we will take a look here. Looks like M2K's in. You know, even if they lose to the SAT team, it's pretty much up to the Collection of Perfection in the Blood Generation match. If they beat them, that's the finals. M2K and Blood Generation. If they lose, it's going to be M2K versus the Collection of Perfection. Either way, Machizuki's not going to be defending his championship on that final show. He's going to be in the main event, though, looking to maybe potentially become and open the Triangle Gate champion if they do in fact win and they can get the future title matchup. We shall see how it ends out. Alrighty, so for day 7, we do have a, as far as the Wrestler's Court, Shogo Takagi was brought from Wrestler's Court, accused of annoying everyone else with this constant boasting and cocky attitude. You ever enough to nip that in the butt real quick? Shinsuke found him guilty and sentenced by reigned silent for the rest of the night, then buying drinks forever after the show. A nice little small positive impact for him. Then Ryo Saito and Sakihiko Machine have been hanging out recently, so that's good. I think we accidentally skipped the safety and the basics and safety training, so that's why that got skipped. Because we had like people showing up that we didn't want because they didn't have like a picture or anything, and so I just figured that we'll skip that for the video. So, as far as for day 7, big night, especially with this matchup, Blood Generation in the Collection of Perfection, our main event. Winner basically goes on to face M2K, and it will be Shima getting the win over Zero thanks to Shuji Kondo and Shogo Takagi attacking Zero leading to that victory. And that will mean M2K and Blood Generation will be our finals, and that will be our main event. As then afterwards, backstage-wise, we see Zero and Kudo challenge Shuji Kondo and Shogo Takagi to a match at the finals. So just a little promo. 2 minutes, though. We might have to give that more time. We'll see. We will have a Do Fixer versus Do Fixer match to end out the tournament, as well as Saito's going to beat Yoshitone. Obviously, with Yoshitone leaving, I'm cool with that. He's still unhappy about that booking. That is insane. Saito is going to double his performance, and he's still going to complain about losing. Yeah, good luck with that, New Japan. Good fucking luck. Then M2K and the SATs. As far as Machizuki's going to be Maximo. Obviously, M2K getting another victory to secure that #1 spot. Then Jin next in the Florida Express, which we'll be seeing Jonathan Florida losing, actually, to Jack Evans. So I like the idea of Jack doing like a breakdancing spot into basically selling like he just got destroyed by a chair. Maybe he can like put it on his head and like spin like on a top with it. So I mean, that way it's a little bit more cartoonish, but it's still basically the ref's gonna look up and he's got the chair over his head. Basically, this is gonna be Jack showing off his comedy chops. Is this match really? Like, Roddy and Shelley are still trying to work a normal match, but Jack is out there just having a blast. And he gets the win off of that, even though Jack is going to be terrible in the comedy match, which is pretty hilarious. And then for Kudo and Yujiro, they're going to take on Aiga and Lisu. They're going to lose, though, as Shuji Kondo is going to beat Yujiro. Little win for them, since obviously Aiga and Lisu hasn't been on the tour. Thanks to the, as far as the, basically cutting down some of the days to, only have the tournament matches, as the tournament is the main drawing point. Yeah, I'm gonna make it 3 minutes. There we go. As far as not gonna be penalized. Yeah, Yoshito's gonna be unhappy, but that's it. Oh, so we better make sure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and check all this. I'm assuming Shima's not the agent. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be sure, though. You never know. Hokuto there. Wow, so we're actually, look at, there we go. So there's just Shima. But he's almost up to a 60. So that has worked out pretty well. We'll still give that to Hokuto. He can agent the opening match or even this match. Yeah, Hokuto's agenting that anyways. We'll have him agent this, though. That way he's getting, again, experience. We are in Kanto for this night. I'm trying to remember what gymnasium it is. Oh, it's the Tokyo International Forum. That's where we're at. It is damn near a sellout. I believe it was 1,800 amount of people that we could have had. But the King Kong Lariat from Shuji Kondo getting the win over Yujiro in 7:51. As that's a 42, though. Not the greatest of opening matches, but Shogo Shuji Kondo actually did pretty well, though, with them outperforming them, obviously, and getting in the 40s. They did better than everybody in this match, as the comedy match does not go over well. We should have had it be a DQ finish. I don't know what I was thinking, having it be a corkscrew moonsault. Because the original plan was to have Jonathan Florida miss the chair shot, and Roddy was going to sit kick into the chair, and then Jack would hit the moonsault off the top. But we also, I think we're not really having Roddy use a sick kick just yet, because obviously we just had Billy Kid kind of use that as his finish, so didn't want to do that, and I just forgot to change it. That's okay. M2K get the win with Machizuki getting the win with the Twister. Again, it's crazy. He's almost in the 80s. The SAT team, though, again, they were probably the most impressive team as far as didn't really expect them to do as well as they had with them not really working Japan or anything, and they were pretty great out there. So I'm glad they got a nice showcase. The Do Fixer matchup colliding here, And this is a bit of a prelude, because on the finals, we are going to have Do Fixer take on Do Fixer. It's going to be a tag match. It's going to be Horiguchi with, as far as it's going to be him. And I believe it's going to be him and Nuki Tanasaki against Saito in Kota Ibushi. Because we're going to have, as far as Ishimori, he's obviously in line for a title match with Masato Yoshino, but now he's in the main event. And obviously, they didn't team the actual the actual Open, the Triangle Gate champs, and obviously Horiguchi, Saito, and Kota Ibushi. So they need a bit of a exhibition, a bit of a sparring session, if you will. So they're going to do it on that final day. We'll see how that plays out, though, in that matchup. But a good little matchup, though, obviously, with Saito and Kota Ibushi doing really well for themselves. Good stuff. Good stuff. At the 60 for Blood Generation in the Collection of Perfection, we see the interference costing 0 and costing the Collection of Perfection a chance in the main event and for a chance to win the Triangle Gate tournament. But we will see. You come down to Blood Generation into an M2K. Jesus Christ. But Shima with a 68, Masato Yoshino with a 68, tremendous stuff. Taichi with a 55, and 0 with a 50. Good stuff there. The promo, 0 wasn't great, but Kudo was. Well, shout out Kudo. But yeah, overall, it was still only a 30. Not a great way to end out the night, but we knew our angles aren't really going to go over too well. But we had 3 matches in the 60s, so that was a good sign at least. As for now, our little post-show, our last post-show speech of the tournament, and man, obviously 0, again, he was fantastic in this. The new look, the new attitude, everything about his change has been tremendous. Trying to think who else. Kota Ibushi's been great. I don't know if we've been putting him over enough. We also put him over on the 4th, but he's been great out there. We just put over Saito. Yeah, Taichi's been great too. And we put him over on the 10th. Mochizuki, he's been tremendous as well. Another guy that we put over on the 4th. So basically everybody that we put over that day gonna get put over again. Well deserved, though. Well deserved. Those are some of the best guys we had. And made 15 grand. Not too bad. Spending a lot of money on workers. That is for sure. But, again, we are losing Yoshitone, so there's going to be one contract that's going to get smaller. We've been, we've seen some very, very, very talented people come and go, though, from the roster, and we just got to keep on trucking. We got to keep it going. And now we go to our finals, though, of our tour. We finally made it to the end. And we have some fun matches lined up, though. We're going to have Jack Evans and Amazing Red. It's going to start off like a breakdancing match. Or a breakdancing match. Just like a breakdancing affair, but it's going to turn into them actually doing some cool flipping shit. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's actually... I was going to have that open the show, but I think it's going to follow the comedy match that's opening up the show. Of course, we see our finals M2K Blood Generation winner gets the title matchup at our next show, which we're going to wait to reveal the name of because it's going to come down to who wins in that final show. On to the finals. Alrighty, so we have our opening matchup, the Collection of Perfection versus the Florida Brothers, and it is a comedy matchup, which we see Taichi basically trying to be too cool for school, right? He's trying to not get, he's not trying to fall into the traps of Iwasa and Mishima. He's trying to, not go running into the invisible door. He's trying not to get caught with the chair over the head and ringing the bell. But he gets more and more frustrated, and at one time, BB Hulk's in, and even Taichi is trying to call out, watch out for this, watch out for that, and just sees BB Hulk just keeps on getting played like a fiddle in there, and finally he leaves the apron and tries to get something on. The referee holds him up. And Iwasa then is looking right at him. It kind of waves at him. Has the chair. Mishima has the chair. Throws it at BB Hawk, who catches it as Iwasa falls. And then the ref turns around and, oh my god, So it's a DQ, which it should have been for BB Hawk. But the reason why the ref calls it for Tai Chi is because Tai Chi, before he can even signal what's going on, Tai Chi picks up that chair and hits Iwasa with it. So before even Iwasa can, just before Iwasa can even get something going to where he's laying down and looking prone, and he's like, oh man, I've been hit. Tai Chi takes that chair from BB Hawk and just hammers him with it. So the frustration boils over. It ends up costing his team the match, but the Florida brothers win it in the end. So this matchup, they don't click. That makes sense. I don't think they should have a great match, but they end up having a pretty good match. So the finish, it is by countout, because in about 4 or 5 minute mark, they do their little, as far as little breakdancing stuff. But then it starts trying to one-up each other athletically. Well, then they start actually getting into the match. And they start trading shots, and then, the SAT team, they're out there, Gen X team's out there, and, Jack and Amazing Red, they go to the outside, and Red does a tope onto everybody. Alright, big spot. Later on, though, Jack tries to do his big tope, but he lands on everybody but Amazing Red, in, of course, in very much Jack Evans fashion. He's gonna lay himself out, he takes a crazy fall, and he's out for the count, basically. And we have him win, Amazing Red win by countout off of that, to put over how dangerous these high-flying moves can be. And that, man, is the risk worth the reward? So it adds some credibility to what these guys can do on a serious basis. After what we just saw in a comedy match, I think it's a great kind of shift in tone. Got a crowd buzzing too, so it did its job there. At 52 for Blood Generation and the Ninja Runner. So obviously, with Ishimori facing potentially Masato Yoshino in the future, at least, is it going to be the next show? Is it going to be in December? He's got a title match, we know that much. So we had this match in mind. Don Fuji and Shingo are going to get the win, with Shingo getting the win with the Made Japan over Yoshitone. But after the bell, Shingo tries to, he starts attacking Taiji Ishimori. Don Fuji picks up the, now just got planted Yoshitone, takes him up the ramp towards the, because we're at the Tajime Dome. Off of the side, there's some tables that are hidden, in plain sight type of thing. And he does an Odawa Otashi off the stage, throwing Yoshitone through the tables. He takes a stunt bump. Thought it was going to be a little better, but that's okay. While Shingo and Taiji Ishimori are brawling in the ring, and they're fighting each other. So we see Yoshitone get put through the table, replay it. We could maybe even have them get carted off, from the side up into the back area. But yeah, just basically this was writing off Yoshitone here, giving him a big angle to at least be like, hey, we used you well. Now you can go to New Japan. So Zero and Kudo getting the win here. So this used the creative finish. The creative finish was Shuji Kondo as Shogo Takagi hold back Kudo with a, as far as trying to hold him for his King Kong Lariat. But Kudo, kicks, he does an up kick to where it's, kicking him in the balls. Shogo lets go right as Shuji Kondo's coming in for the Lariat. So he ends up rolling out of the way to Kudo. Takagi gets hit with the Lariat. Down goes Takagi. Kondo's like, fuck. And he gets caught by a question mark kick from Kudo. And then Hero comes off. The former Hero. Now, obviously, Zero. We gotta change the name now from Zero to Kudo. Or maybe we could even call him Zero to Hero. That'd be kind of fun, but I think that'd be kind of, because obviously Hiro's dead. He's now 0. He gets the win off of that with a countdown to 0 on the Shogo Takagi, as he was the legal man during that whole exchange. The countdown to 0 is basically, fireman's carry overhead into the double into a gutbuster, so with the double knees. So that is what that is. Which he, as far as he's got that, and also instead of the Hero Splash, it's now the Phoenix Splash. So that way, it's kind of a rebirth from Hero to 0. That's why he does a Phoenix Splash now. So we'll be seeing that in the future as well. So the Do Fixer exhibition match, Shima was the agent for it, and Shima could have done a better job, but it's still a 61. Saito with a 70, Horiguchi with a 60. Obviously, Ibushi and Saito is a good little team, but Horiguchi and Tanasaki, though, they have the tag team specialist bonus. I mean, they got outperformed, obviously, but it wasn't terrible. And Yuki Tanasaki takes the loss. Obviously, he's the worst guy in the match, so that makes sense. At our main event, we see a 70 here, as we see M2K, in fact, B-Blood Generation, as Mochizuki with the pin over Shima, and he gets the one with the high kick, knocks out Shima, and we have our Open the Triangle Gate winners in M2K, and we could see Mochizuki, will he in fact become double champ? We will see on our next show, as it's going to be, the name is going to center around M2K, obviously, because last year we had the Italian Revolution as the name. Obviously, Italian Revolution is no more. As far as what I would love to see, I'm not sure if we're going to call it, I'm not sure, but something with M2K for sure. We might even go in a different direction entirely. And we might even just have it be the Legendary Gate, but I don't know, though, because, again, the Legendary Gate, that was in December, and now it's going to be the King of Gates, so I feel like we can still use that name. We'll just put it in November now, but as far as Yoshitsune, thanks for taking the bump. You didn't complain, surprisingly. You complained about losing, but what else is new? Mochizuki again was tremendous. Saito's been great, as always. As far as Horiguchi was, he did well. He really carried that team, put him over. And Jack and Amazing Red, they were great. We'll put over Jack. Been a while since we put him over. Well deserved. He's been tremendous for us. Way to take a crazy fall. We probably should have that be a stunt bump, but then again, I would kind of have Jack do his own shit and have Jack utilize what Jack will do out there and not kind of put the spot in his head to where he's, because, there's a good chance he might actually fucking do it and concuss himself the way he would fly around this time. And we increased the popularity in a good bit of places. Looks like we made some money this tour and this month, so that's a great sign. Overall, a successful show, but by God, it'd take forever. Just apologies for everybody as far as how long this took to get out. It literally, I think we haven't uploaded a video in a week, which is, I don't know when's the last time we've done that. It has been a hectic time. Daniel Rodman, I don't remember that at all. PWG's got a crisis going on, oh boy. They're doing cutbacks. Serena Deeb graduates to OVW, how about that? Hunter and Flair getting back, bonding backstage recently. This day, we did lose money, actually. Yeah, we ended up losing $18K, which is not too bad. Not too bad. I think we're gonna make some money. Oh no, last year we did not. We lost 64 grand, so that's not a good sign. But I think we're gonna turn it around, though. I got a good feeling. We gotta make sure some guys take some time off, though. Our morale issues are all over the place. That hasn't been great, but yes, we're gonna see the Triangle Gate title match. We're gonna see the Brave Gate title match. So we'll see Yoshihino and Taiji Shimori. We're gonna see, obviously, M2K in Do Fixer. in their title match. Also, getting closer. Dragon Kid's going to be back next month. Thank God. Katsuhiko Nakajima's going to be back next month as well. Good things are looking up for us. So we will be closing out in the year 2005 and going into 2006 to mark another year. As we will catch you guys next time for what will, who knows what that title, what the name of that show is going to be again. We got the fucking, let's go back here. We got the Legendary Gate. We can use that. Or we can, put a pen in that and keep it for another time. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? But we will catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.